Champions League draws are out. We have the Madrid derby, Real Madrid against Atletico Madrid. Another Madrid derby again. So how are you doing, Abdul Muttalib? Good evening, or will I say good afternoon?
Yeah, I'm fine.
So are you happy with the draw?
Good afternoon. I'm
You guys
fine.
are not traveling now. You just enter bus from Santiago. So let's go Madrid Stadium. You don't need to go to the airport. It's bus. You guys are not traveling. So
Yeah,
your players won't be tired.
yeah. I think yes, I think that's what is it Couture or I've forgotten which player that when he was asked about the draws, like, okay, do you want Atletico or Leverkusen? And he was like, if we get Atletico, then they will save us the long trip of traveling. So at least I'm okay with the draws. Like I'm okay. If you remember, I don't know if I said this thing once that during the Super Cup draws, I want to meet Barcelona in the finals at least. And if I was given Atletico, I would have also liked that. But now that God has answered my prayers in another way, that is, we are meeting them in the Champions League. But there's something that I've always said. Oh, I think so many people know about. I don't think I think I don't need to say it. Madrid in the league or in the Copa del Rey and Madrid in the UCL, they are like two different teams entirely.
Yeah.
Whenever I play in the Champions League, we tend to play with all our might, with all our hearts, with all our strength, everything. We pour everything on it. But when we are playing the league, after our game with Man City, I was like, okay, why can't we play like this with all those La Liga teams? Why can't we just play like this? But we all know that each game has its own approach, both physically, mentally, and psychologically. Each game has its own approach. So, and Madrid players and the management tend to take every UEFA Champions League match personal, especially when we come to these knockout stages. When it's the group stage or the league stage, they tend to like, okay, they'll just play, they know that in the end we're still going to qualify. But when it comes to the knockout stage, any small mistake you're having,
You're out.
you're going out. And the good part of it is playing it on two legs. We are playing it on two legs. We play the first leg, the second leg. So even if you mess up in the first leg, you have the second leg to you know, recover and all that. So, but I know and I believe that this time around, like we've always been in the Champions League, we are going to do our best. And lately, or let me say recently, Ancelotti has been, trying as in the case of this, the lineup and all that. The only deficit, I think I mentioned in our last podcast, the only deficit he's having is introduction of those new players into the team. And to an extent, I understand with him. To an extent, that's Adegula and Hendrick with some other Castilla players. No matter what, I feel that you should look for a way so that because there are already rumors flying around that they are, leaving the team in the summer and all that because they want to play in the World Cup, in the next year's World Cup and all that in the various national teams. So, but still, I believe this is a very good draw because I was actually expecting Atletico Madrid. I never put it, for once, I didn't even think they were going to get Liverpool. I know that it's going to be
For
Atletico
me, I
Madrid.
wanted you guys to play
So
Leverkusen.
I
Rabbi Alonso
was
coming back home.
expecting.
I wanted you guys to play.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Uh,
Let me see.
I actually
Let
wanted
me see if that. Let me
Leverkusen
see
to
if that his
go.
magic. Let me see if that his magic can work against Real Madrid. They have this. As
Okay.
Leverkusen has this belief that anytime they go onto the pitch, they believe that they will not lose. They have that belief. So I wanted to see if this. So I wanted to see if that
Yes,
magic
I
was
am.
good.
I am.
I wanted to see if that magic was going to work against Real Madrid. But UEFA decided to break my heart and joined you guys with Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, I think so many people.
But the way you guys have played against what's it called with Atletico Madrid in La Liga, are you me? I said with the way
In
you
the
guys
league.
played against
Yes.
Atletico Madrid in La Liga, do you feel that Atletico Madrid are still going to give you guys that fight that they're giving you guys in La Liga? Because I know that in the Champions League, Real Madrid
Every
is a
day.
different team. In Champions League, Real Madrid is a different
Yes.
team. They can give you guys tough time in La Liga. When it comes to Champions League, you guys can turn things around for them. But do you feel that this Atletico Madrid, this particular Atletico Madrid, are looking very stubborn and rugged? Do you feel that they can give you guys tough time in the Champions League?
Of course, I know that they are going to give us tough time. That's just something that is certain. Whenever we're playing Atletico Madrid, just any Madrid fan anywhere knows that they are going to give us tough time. Whether it's a Copa del Rey match, whether it's a La Liga match, whether
Okay, can we?
okay, sorry, can you
Yeah, no, the network was poor, so we had to, So let's go again. Let's go again. Let's talk about if you feel that Atletico Madrid are going to give you guys a tough time in this Champions League. Because this Atletico Madrid this season,
okay, yeah.
they look very different.
Yes, they are of course they are different, but regardless of how the new players they brought in, now I could remember when during the transfer window, so many people were the whole concentration was on Real Madrid and Barcelona bringing in some players and all that. But some people were like trying to call the attention of other people that okay, Atletico Madrid has been buying players. They bought Alvarez, they brought in so many players. So like also look out to them. And apart from that, whether 2012 finals with them. They gave us a tough time. It was even in the game. There's another finals that we played with them when we were having that three Champions League with them. Won them on penalties. So anytime we're playing with Atletico Madrid, it's always a tough game. Whether they have the top, it's always a tough game because Atletico Madrid is that kind of Diego Simone is that kind of coach that has instilled this, this never say die attitude to his players. So whether they are the top player or whether if a player is in Atletico Madrid, is a player that will play with all his heart. So that's just the whole concept. And another thing to be considered is the fact that Ancelotti doesn't have a good record with Atletico Madrid. He doesn't have a good record. I think it's the number of wins and draws and losses are much more than the win. And the number of draws and losses are much more than the wins that he has against Atletico Madrid or Diego Simeone. So given that this may be his last season as Real Madrid coach, he might try that he kind of beat that record. And this is a one-time thing. If you next stage of the Champions League without beating Atletico Madrid, so this is something that you must do. You just have is this not a league like the La Liga where you can beat them and you still beat other teams and you still come and win. So you just have to beat them before you cross over. So this is a one-time thing, and I think this time around, just like other, I think the last game we played with them, we played a draw, and it was a very entertaining game, a high-end end-to-end football that we played and all that. So I think this one is not going to be any different. It's going to be the same thing, more physical. They are more physical whenever they are playing. So it's going to be a more like a physical game stage of the Champions League.
All right.